Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. My name is Marquise Williams. I'm super duper excited to have each and every one of you plugged in on the line with us this morning. Man, we are almost through 2016. It is fourth quarter, and you know what that means. That means you gotta end the game strong. You gotta make the proper adjustments. You gotta step your game up because it's win or go home. It's win or go home. See, a lot of things have been reshaping my thought process. A lot of things have been influencing my mindset over the last couple months. And this month just brought everything around to a head, you guys. Trump becoming president. Last night, I went to Love Jones, the musical, and it got me to thinking about relationships as a whole. It got me to thinking about relationships and it's like I felt like I was in a Spike Lee film because there's certain parts of a Spike Lee film where he starts pulling from different memories in life, and it all starts moving fast, and it brings them to that one moment of clarity in life. You see, I have such a big heart, and one thing that always keeps jumping out in my head is when people tell me, thanks for not giving up on me. Thanks for always being there. Thanks for putting up with my stuff. Thanks for pouring into me. But one of the things that I realized when I was watching the Love Jones musical last night is that a man or a woman can only take so much. How many of you have been in a relationship or even a friendship where you keep putting up with that person's stuff? You keep putting up with that person's stuff until you realize one day that, they don't value me. They don't value me in their life. And with Trump becoming president, it got me to thinking about, man, we gotta make some moves. We gotta make some changes. Trump wrote a book called Why We Want You to Be Rich, and he said the middle class is going away. So it got me to thinking about I'm pouring into people. I'm pouring into people, and I'm saying this not because I want to give anybody a guilt trip if you're on this line, because I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, but I want you to learn so that you don't make the same mistakes. I'm pouring into people, and they're not pouring back. And when you're pouring into people and they're not pouring back, what that does is that stunts your growth. It limits you from moving as quickly as you need to be moving to get to where you want to be. It causes you to miss out on the people that God has for you. And when that happens, see, here's the thing. When that happens, it doesn't just affect your life, but see, we're distributors of the blessing. And because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, somebody else misses out on their blessing. See, it gets deep, it gets powerful. It's not all about you. So when you're missing these training calls, when you're missing these conference calls, when you're not showing up, it's not just you that's being affected. It's somebody else that's missing out. So you have to reconnect with your commitment. You have to reconnect with your why, but more importantly, you got to reconnect with your vision. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Who do you see yourself affecting? Who do you see yourself helping? That's why in your daily method of operation, your daily routine, I say the first thing you want to do every single day when you wake up, first thing is you want to spend 10 minutes meditating on your vision. Because when it becomes real for you, it makes it harder for you to BS. When it becomes real for you, it makes it harder for you to not show up. When it becomes real for you, it makes it harder for you to make excuses. I say it all the time. Success with JMG is simple as 1, 2, 3. You got to make one decision that you want something more out of life. But more importantly, you're willing to do the work that it takes to get it. Here's the caveat. Willing to do the work that it takes to get it is not a verbal acknowledgement. It's an answer through action. See, I can raise my hand all day and say I want something more out of life. But if I'm willing to do the work that it takes to get it, that's going to show in my action. It's going to show in my action. And that's in anything in life. I love you, and I'm willing to do the work that it takes to make this relationship work. You can say I love you all day, but I'm willing to do the work that it takes to make the relationship work. It's shown through my action. That's the beautiful thing about it. I value being in school. I value this job, and I'm willing to do the work that it takes to succeed. That's shown through your actions. How much are you growing? How much are you developing you? How many of you have Paul Jones's books? How many of you, the other thing in your daily method of operations, and I've been saying these things, is in the ABCs to Success training. I say it pretty much on every training. It's a part of our system. You want to be doing 15 to 30 minutes of personal growth every single day. How many of you are doing that? Because if you're not, you want to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself and realize that you're not willing to do the work that it takes to get it. I've laid the foundation. I've laid the outline. I've laid the blueprint. If you're not following it, that might be why you're not getting the results that you want to get. So training is going to be short and sweet today, you guys. It's going to be short and sweet because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a short excerpt from Paul Jones's book called I Quit Being Broke. Being broke is a mental thing, not a financial thing. And then I'm going to talk to you really briefly about how to end the year the way that you want to end the year. But let me read this short introduction. And I hope each and every one of you go out and get this book. It's a very short read. It's only 60 pages. You can read it in a day. But it is powerful, powerful, powerful information. And you take this information of us making the decision to quit being broke, and you go back the last couple weeks. You know, if you go to timetofocus.com/live, that is now a playlist. So you can go backwards and you can catch up on all the trainings that you might have missed where we broke down money shifting. You know, we had a call, and a lot of you were on it, where we talked about the future, where we're going as a team, and how powerful this money shifting strategy is. This one strategy is what's going to cause more people to be a part of your team. The introduction of the All-Star team is going to help you identify your areas of weakness and help you grow. It helped me identify the areas that I can help you in when it comes to training. We're going to start a weekly accountability form, a weekly accountability update form. More than likely it'll be online, and this isn't something because I'm your boss. This is something that's going to help you not fool yourself. Because my mentor once asked me, he said, Money Mike, how do you know when people are lying? He said, because their lips move. He said, so don't listen to what people say, watch what they do. He said, and it's not because they're bad people. He said, because people lie most convincingly to themselves. So you might feel like you're really putting in a lot of work in your JMG Net Worth business. You might really feel like that. Maybe you're putting in some activity. But there's a difference between activity and productivity. The problem is the mind, the subconscious mind, really doesn't understand the difference. So they're only going to associate activity with going after something. But if you're not productive in that activity, it's still going to get frustrated because it sees activity. So if you're attempting to run a mile away and you're running on a treadmill, you're going to get tired. You're going to sweat. You're going to get frustrated. But you're not going to go nowhere. And you're going to get frustrated that you're not going nowhere. So understand, you have to sometimes have an accountability system in place, not just for you, but for your team as well. Because people will lie most convincingly to themselves. And I'm tired of making a bunch of money and not seeing other people make as much money as me. And I've been working hard all through 2016 to build a system, not just to get people in front of the information and recruit people, but a system to actually keep people on the team, keep people in the system, a retention system that will help people grow into leaders, help people develop into leaders, help people grow their income. You guys, we're almost finished, and I'm really excited about the future. But now's the time to push. Now's the time to take things to the next level. Now's the time to quit being broke. So I'm going to jump into this quick intro, and then I'm going to talk about the 3 this week plan of action that Paul Jones and the other leaders went over just the other day. But here it is. One of the harshest realities people face is the realization that their place in life is a direct result of their basic decisions that they make every day. Although the hand in life we are dealt is real, how we respond to that hand is the maker or breaker of a good, sound, and happy lifestyle. Sometimes that means we have to say, I quit. That statement is not an admission of defeat. When I say those two incredibly powerful words, I mean I quit all the bad habits and decisions that affect the vision and outlook of my life. This realization comes from profound personal experience, not theory, lectures, or seminars. I had to gain control of my emotions because most of the financial mistakes I or we make are emotional. I had to quit being disorganized in order to become organized and develop a plan of action for my life, especially a financial plan with a daily budget tracker. Chances are that your financial challenges are not due to overspending. It is far more likely that you're not tracking what you're spending your money on. Being broke is a mental thing, not a financial thing. Most of us waste incredible amounts of money because we spend emotionally and without a carefully organized and executed spending plan. When I made up in my mind to quit being broke, I knew I had to make many changes, and most of those changes would have to be mental. I had to quit the old emotional ways of spending and adopt a rational approach to the effective use of my money. I stopped focusing on how much I wasn't making and started appreciating who and what I was and what I could be making. I had a basic choice to make: swallow my pride or continue to let my pride swallow me. Suddenly, it was as if I hit life's start over button. That's what swallowing your pride does for you. It puts you in control of your life, and you are no longer controlled by any man's opinion of you, your business, or your lifestyle. This was also a key to happiness that enhanced my work performance and dramatically increased my productivity, and in all aspects of my life. A decision as powerful and life-affirming as this does impact your entire lifestyle, but your original poor financial situation is the key indicator of the need for such powerful change. What is your current financial picture? Do you think you need financial change? Would you like to improve your performance and productivity? Are you ready to take the necessary steps to reach for real success? Are you ready to say, I quit being broke? Financial success and the success that follows makes a world of difference. Unfortunately, too many people adopt the image of success without adopting the discipline, organization, and planning necessary to achieve real success. Bootlegging a successful image only hurts you in the long run. I don't buy into the fake it until you make it mentality. This concept is based on the word fake, and to me, that's shaky ground. You can only fake it so long before people catch on, and then all your so called success will be seen for the empty shell that it really is. I've been broke before, and I didn't like it, so I quit. I quit being broke, and I promised never to go back. Adopting the right mindset to abandon all negative people, substances, and habits is a must. Like a person addicted to drugs, for a moment the high feels good, yet in the long run, that drug is killing you and your loved ones around you, so you must quit. And like someone who has defeated the drug habit and become clean and sober, you will discover that you are in a wonderful place full of opportunity. And all you had to do to get started was say, I quit. How many of you are willing to swallow your pride and your ego and realize you're not where you want to be and say, I quit? How many of you are willing to raise your hand and say, I want something more out of life? But more importantly, how many of you are willing to do the work that it takes to get it? These are important questions that you have to ask yourself. So the training we went over was the 3 this week plan of action. And it was powerful this time around because there's only 7 weeks left in the year. 7 weeks until 2016 is done. 2016 is over and the new year is here. So I wanted to share this training with you to help you understand that 2017 for you could start right now. We can start building the infrastructure, and all you need is 3 people this week. But it's important for you to understand when we're building this growth and development system, when we're building, our team, I want you to realize that all you're responsible for is 3 people. If you could take these 3 people under your wing and not just rely on the emails that I send out, not rely on the company emails that are sent out, not rely on the text messages, but you take these 3 people and say, you know what, I'm responsible for these people. These are my children. I got to make sure that they get on the pathway to success. Make sure they're on the calls. Make sure they're on the trainings. Make sure that they're showing up and following the system. And the truth is, if they're not willing to, make sure that you replace them. See, if everybody's willing to be responsible for those 3 people, it makes it easy. It makes it simple to build our system. So if we really looked at the James E. Networth week starts on Saturday because Fridays is accounts payable. What you do on Friday, you get paid for the following Friday. I became as successful as I've become because I took advantage of each and every opportunity, each and every promotion that came down the pipe. I was on it. Some of you have no urgency. You have a promotion on the table. I don't want to say right now because I don't know if the promotion has been extended or not. You have a promotion on the table that was on the table that said, all you got to do is go get 3 people. Help them get 3 people, and they get their money right back. So the business virtually is free. Some people in my success story circle would say I'm preaching to the choir right now and I'm wasting my time with some of you on the line. But I beg to differ. I think some of you just haven't made the decision to tap into that true potential that's on the inside of us. Because all of us have seeds of greatness on the inside just waiting to be watered. And if you don't open up and allow the water to get in, those seeds never germinate and they never grow. I think some of you are ready for the water. Some of you are ready for the growth. If you look at November 12th today through November 18th, which is next Friday, if you just go out and get 3 people, And we're just going to talk about the Fridays from this point on. And we help those 3 people by next Friday, Thanksgiving, November 25th, get their 3 people. Everybody eats good. Everybody gets nice and plump. Then they go back to work. And we help those 9 people go get their 3 people. By December 2nd, that's 27 people. Those 27 in the next week, by December 9th, they go and they get their 3 people. That's 81 people. And then those 81 people, by December 16th, they go and get their 3 people. That's 243 people on your team. Everybody's paying $20 to get in, building the infrastructure. Everybody got $20. Doesn't matter who you are. When we're talking about the money shifting strategy, we're showing them all the financial knowledge that they can gain. It just makes sense to get in. It's a no-brainer. Those 243 go out, and by December 23rd, right before Christmas, they get their 3 people. They say, you know what, I'm not going to spend this much on one gift. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give myself a gift. I'm going to get in this business. And then by December 30th, right before New Year's Eve, those 729 go get 3 people, and you got 2,187 people on your 7th level. You've built the infrastructure. What if it happened? When you realize fear and pride are the only things that will stop you, worrying about what somebody's going to say, worrying about if they're going to reject you, being afraid of them saying no, worrying about what they're going to think about you because you're doing one of those things. That's the pride and fear that's holding you back. That's the pride and fear that's holding you back from recruiting. If I told you I'm going to give you $1 million if you go get 3 people this week, boy, your whole swag will change. You be going out, you be at the grocery store like the girls that are selling Girl Scout cookies. Hey, I got an opportunity. Who wants to make some money? You be talking to your family. You be talking to your friends. Why? Because you see the value in the $1 million. But because you don't see the value, because you don't see the $1 million in front of you, you're not willing to do the work. You lack the faith. I'm telling you, the $1 million is there. You have to go to work with that mentality. Because when the infrastructure is built, whether they get it right away or whether they get it later, if everybody just simply turned on the My Financial Word service themselves, just to protect and improve their financial situation, get their financial house in order, that's $6,000 a month residual income. If everybody followed part 2 of our process, successful JMG is simple as 1, 2, 3. And they went and got 2 My Financial Word customers. That's $12,000 a month residual income. What if some of them realized, like Brother Brian up in Fort Wayne, I'm going to eat anyway. So it just makes sense to buy the food for myself. And they started ordering Body Work premium foods. That $12,000 a month just grows and continues to grow. What if they start to recognize that they know business owners that can use some savings on their merchant services so that they can increase their bottom line? And they start getting a few net sales worth customers. That $12,000 a month grows. What if they start to get excited and see the value in helping people get their financial house in order? What if they decide they want to become senior director? And instead of 2 customers, they go and get the 5. That $12,000 a month grows. But what you want to do is you want to go build the infrastructure. You want to build the infrastructure because I'll tell you a story and then I'll let you get out of here. There was a soda, or as up north they used to call it, pop company called Coca-Cola. And it was awesome. Some people questioned if there was really Coke in it, but it was very addicting. People loved them some Coca-Cola. It wasn't healthy for you, but it was a great, refreshing drink. Then people began to get on a health kick. Drink. And Snap's whole vision was we could build our whole company by saying were the healthy alternative to Coke. And they wanted to put Coca-Cola out of business. And it started to work. People started to get off sodas and they started to drink fruit drinks. Snapple had many flavors and it tasted good. And the people at Coca-Cola began to panic. Back then, they didn't have Tyrese doing commercials. They didn't have the marketing team that they had. They were wondering, what are we going to do? All the executives were panicking. There was one guy in the marketing department. He was cool. He was calm. He was collected. And all the executives were wondering, how can you be so calm? Like, this company is taking our numbers. We're losing money. We're bleeding. He said, listen, all we got to do is put one button on each and every one of our vending machines. And we'll put an end to this madness. And that's when Fruitopia was born. Now, Fruitopia isn't here anymore, but it allowed Coca-Cola to weather the storm back then. Why? Because they had more vending machines than Snapple. They had more distribution points. They had the infrastructure built. When you build the infrastructure, when you begin to add products and services, all you need is a few sold at each distribution point, and you win. Same can be said about McDonald's being the largest distributor of chicken. While most would think Popeyes or KFC, because they're actually chicken companies, it's McDonald's because they have more distribution points. All they have to do is sell a little bit of McChicken, a little bit of nuggets at each location, and they blow everybody out the water. So you have to ask yourself, how big do you want your infrastructure to be? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you tired of being a part of the company and not maximizing your results? Are you tired of your family not living the lifestyle that you deserve? Are you tired of making excuses? Are you tired of not allowing yourself to be used as a conduit to transmit the blessing to other people? I need you to always remember that you are the best investment that you got. You were born to win. But it's very important that you play to win right now, especially with Donald Trump as the president. I respect Donald Trump as the president. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like his character, but he is the president now. What I recognize about the president is anybody who can maintain the status of wealth that he's been able to maintain is not an idiot. So he knows something. And when he wrote a book with Robert Kiyosaki called Why We Want You to Be Rich, and he said the middle class is going to go away and you have to make a decision whether you're going to be wealthy or you're going to be in poverty, why roll the dice? Just make the decision that you want to be wealthy. Play to win right now. Because each and every one of you are already a champion. I got your back. Thank you for joining training. Let's make tomorrow night's Freedom Call, the Super Sunday Freedom Call, the biggest yet. And let's go out and get your 3 this week. Matter of fact, don't wait for 3 this week. Get your 3 this weekend. All right, guys. Check your email. Stay on the lookout for the message from the top. Log into your Focus Marketing System and check out the message from the top. All right. Bye-bye now.